Hello, welcome to another night of watch along on Premier Sports Fun Center. And tonight is that La Liga game between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. And it promises to be another interesting match tonight. We'll be together with you for the next 90 minutes to do analysis and commentaries of this encounter. The game is fast gone and straight into the third minute of that encounter, and it's still 0-0 between Barcelona and Real Mallorca in this encounter. It promises to be another interesting night of football. So stay with us for the next 90 minutes of this encounter while we just do justice to this encounter. It's looking like different Barcelona starting 11 tonight against Real Mallorca, with Real Mallorca playing in their away attire in this encounter. Barcelona playing in their regular jersey, the home jersey of Barcelona tonight. We can see the manager Asu Flicks there. As Barcelona who are currently playing from the left of our screens, while Mallorca are playing from the away of our screen. Straight into the 4th minute, there's a VR check, possible, probably okay. I think the game will be restarted by a drop ball situation right now by the referee as we're straight into the 4th minute of that encounter. Looking straight at all the games up tonight is Manchester City and Aston Villa. That game is in the 35th minute and it's currently 1-1 between the defending champions of the EPL. As this season hasn't really looked good for Pep Guardiola and his boys, and it looks like yes, at the end of the season there is no EPL to be won by them. PSG at halftime are also one go up against Nets in the French Ligue 1. They are already champions elect of the French Ligue 1. So congratulations to PSG. While Barcelona are still gunning for the La Liga title, which they currently top with about 4 points. Yes, 4 points ahead of Real Madrid, and we still have the big El Clasico to come in the La Liga. So there's still so many determinant factor in the La Liga. Barcelona just have to keep on. They have to keep on winning the games as they come by. And it's still 0-0 in that one. And it's a throw in there to Real Mallorca. Takes a long one into the Barcelona box. Is the defender there by the Barcelona defender, but still Real Mallorca back in possession. Yeah, just bring a chance for a first goal for Real Mallorca, but the Barcelona defenders are back in their numbers to defend their line. And there's also a real start tonight, and it's Ansu Fati who is starting for Barcelona tonight. He will really want to show the manager that yes, he still got it in his field. So talking about that man, Ansu Fati at the ball for Barcelona, cuts in with the ball, drops it straight into the path of Femi Lopez, and here's Lamine Yamal with the ball in the box there, still holds on to it for Barcelona. Aston to beat, but sends a season cross into the box there. Is the deflected there by the what's it called, Real Mallorca's defender. Looking at Barcelona starting 11, it's up a 4-2-3-1 formation for Asu Flicks and his boys. Szczesny still maintains his position as the goalkeeper, and Eric Garcia is coming in at the right back for Jusconde. At left back is Forts, the young Forts, who started for them, and in center back we have Inigo Martinez and the captain Araujo. In midfield we have Pedri and Gavi pairing together. Up front is Lamine Yamal, Dani Olmo and Ansu Fati, while Eloma striker is Ferran Torres, who is deputizing for the injured Robert Lewandowski. Here's a chance for Real Mallorca to break the deadlock. Szczesny to the rescue for Barcelona there, and Barcelona will hold on to it from the back. There sends it forward and finds young Lamine Yamal there on the ball there. Drops it straight into the path of his teammates. Yeah, it's Barcelona coming forward with the ball against the Real Betis. They've come into this game looking like the hungry side. Want to get the first goal as soon as possible. It's really great seeing Dani Olmo back in the starting 11 for Barcelona. They really need him because he'll be very much important for them in the UEFA Champions League. Yes, Barcelona attacking with the ball there. Comes forward with the ball. What would they make out of this? Finds Ansu Fati. Fati goes out wide and finds his teammates on the ball there. And back in the middle of the park, yes, Pedri on the ball for Barcelona, looking to open up the Real Mallorca's defender. Lamine Yamal will get hold of the ball, cuts inward with the ball for Barcelona, just to go back into the middle of the park. And it's still Barcelona who are currently caging themselves in the Real Mallorca's half of the field there. Early stages of this game, Barcelona attacking. Yeah, just very chance. Lamine Yamal takes his trademark shot there, but that took a big touch and is off as a goal kick to Real Mallorca. Good one to play between him Dani Olmo there, who had a good order play of the ball. Looking at Real Mallorca's starting 11 in this encounter, the goalkeeper is Roman. In back five of Morel, Valjet, Railio, Copet and Mojica. In the middle of the park we have Sanchez, Mascarell, Costa and Dada. While it's a Loma striker up first, Larin will be, given the opportunity of doing the damages to this Barcelona side in this encounter. Barcelona will come forward right there. He has fought with the ball there, cuts inward into the middle of the park and finds Pedri with the ball, returns it back to the defense and finds Inigo. And Inigo Martinez will come forward with the ball for Barcelona. Goes across the field where he finds Eric Garcia. Here's to Barcelona. You can see how beautiful they line up. At the top of the bars there. Finds Lami Yama. Lami Yama has one to beat there. He goes against Copet. And comes inward there for Barcelona. A chance for Barcelona for his goal. But good defensive work there from the defender there. Ralio to cut out of Ferran Torres there. You can see him doing the captain work. What a good defensive work there from the Real Mallorca's on centre back in that account. 40 minutes also gone in that game between Manchester City and Aston Villa. That game is 1-1. Aston Villa getting a goal through Bernardo Silva in the 7th minute. But Marcus Rashford replied back in the 18th minute from the penalty spot to give Aston Villa a lifeline in that encounter. It's 1-1 as it stands right there. And Manchester City knows that they need all the victory. There's a lot to fight for in this game between Manchester City and Aston Villa. There's all to fight for between them. Because as it stands right now, Manchester City finds themselves in the 4th position. Aston Villa's coming into this game. We're in the 7th position. But at 1-1 right now, they will be on 58 points. That is 1 point ahead of Chelsea, who has dropped to 7th points should it end 1-1 in this encounter. Manchester City will find themselves in the 4th position. It's a big battle for the Champions League spot. From 3rd to 8th, or from 3rd to 7th, let me say, have a chance of getting the 3rd spot for the UEFA Champions League. Who's going to get it? Barcelona coming forward one more time. But this time around, the shot was just wayward. And it's 9 minutes of this encounter. Barcelona looking the livelier of these two sides in this encounter. Here's the goalkeeper there, Roman. And he will kickstart this game from a goal kick for Real Mallorca. For how long it looks like they will be in this game to defend a lot against this Barcelona side. Larin we might just be the man they'll be looking up to in this game for their goals in this one. Roman with a goal kick for Real Mallorca. Takes a long one into the Barcelona half of this field, and you can see Lenin coming forward back there. A good defensive work there from the Barcelona guys to recover this ball. And Lamine Yamal will come back to handle that for Barcelona. Finds Eric Garcia, looks inward into the middle of the park, and finds Gavi there. And that was a high kick there from Larin, the attacker for Real Mallorca. Barcelona coming forward again, attacking against Real Mallorca. Returns it back and finds Araujo. Araujo with the ball there will go out wide to Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia looks inward. And yes, that should be an infringement on Dani Olmo. Yes, the referee says that was an infringement on the Spanish international there. And it's a free kick to Barcelona. We are straight into the 10th minute of this encounter, approaching the 11th minute. And it's still 0-0, but Barcelona looking the livelier of these two sides in this encounter. For how long when is the first goal going to come into this encounter? Because they look up the deadlier of the two. So Barcelona in possession of the ball right now. And back into the defense is Araujo, the captain for Barcelona tonight. Holds onto the ball just to go back to the Polish goalkeeper, Szczesny, who has really been a lifeline for Barcelona since joining, coming out of retirement to join this Barcelona side. Fought with the ball for Barcelona, cuts inward with the ball, and he chose to go back for safety. Looks inward into midfield, finds a Pedri, and still Barcelona. Olmo with the ball there, returns it to Araujo. Araujo with the ball for Barcelona and sends it back to his defense pair there. Inigo comes forward for Barcelona, finds up Faults with the ball. And Faults drops it to Ansu Fati. As Fati chose to go back to his left back there. And back inward there is still Barcelona looking to penetrate and open up the space in this Real Mallorca side. It's still in the middle of the park. Beautiful link-up play between Gavi and Pedri in the heart of the Barcelona midfield. Barcelona will attack right now and looks to get the first goal as soon as possible. Good defensive work there from the Real Mallorca side, who are doing the more defensive of this encounter. Still 0-0 right there in the 12th minute. While we are talking about this encounter, while we're running that commentary, a big Barcelona fan came into the studio, and that is the Doc himself, with Chelsea Barcelona, with that beautiful first goal. 2 double save from the goalkeeper. And the questions are the chances keep on begging for Barcelona. Lamine Yamal with a follow-up shot, but couldn't get that into the back of the net. Good evening, the Doc.
Good evening. Thanks for having me, Shagun. It's nice to be here in the studio. Good evening, viewers, and Premier Sports Fan Center is here again to talk about Barca and Mallorca. And I'm so glad to be here tonight, and we'll be having fun in the next few minutes. Let's just get our shoes on and let's talk sport.
Oh, you can hear that. So let's get our shoes on and talk sports. That's what we do on Premier Sport Fan Center, bringing the action very close to your doorstep. That is how we run it here on Premier Sports Fan Center. That is a beautiful chance from Barcelona. Lami Yamal with the follow-up shot. Danny Olmo with the initial, Ferran Torres, sorry, with the initial shot, and Danny Olmo, Lami Yamal, sorry, with the follow-up. But the goalkeeper there, Roman, did a very good job. Before we go straight into this encounter, I'll have to come to you about Ter Stegen. Seems he'll be back from injury anytime soon. You have the goalkeeper, what's it called? Szczesny, has been doing a fantastic job in the absence of Ter Stegen. If you are in the shoes of Hansi Flick, how are you going to decide on these two goalkeepers?
As it is, Ter Stegen might have to wait it out until the end of the season. Szczesny has done a lot of wonderful job. He has blended with the team so well, and it would be so technically wrong to take Szczesny out of this combination right now. He manages the defense pretty well. They understand themselves very well. His goal concession is the least in several years, much better than Ter Stegen's goal concession. And Szczesny seemed to be in top form for Barca this season. So it would just be okay to let him finish the key matches. And then by the end of the season, pre-season, they can then decide on who goes first and how they rotate. Definitely, Nakipena will leave because Szczesny has been given a 1-year contract by the board of Barca to sign. So if he signs the contract, it means they'll be here for a longer period of time. So it has to be between him and Ter Stegen, the captain of the side.
Barcelona are still in third front they're currently in the semi-final of the UEFA Champions League, so they'll be looking to make a presence in the final of that UEFA Champions League. Also still on top in the La Liga table with 4-point advantage over the second place team Real Madrid. 4 points is not always big, when you have Real Madrid, gone in at the back of you. And also they will have the Copa del Rey final and it's going to be on the Clasico final between Barcelona and Real Madrid. We can't wait to have that encounter. We've seen Barcelona dismantled Real Madrid twice this season. Let's see if the lightning is going to strike at the third time, or will Real Madrid, gather that, because that might likely be the last game for the manager, Carlo Ancelotti. I'm very sure the boys want to come all out there and bid him a better farewell.
Well, we're hearing these things, but there is no certainty from the Bernabeu. The board has not spoken, neither has there been any official statement to that effect. That's all been rumors. And Fabrizio Romano has said that it is not true that Carlo Ancelotti will wait out the end of the season in the list, and the board has not decided to let him go just yet. So I wouldn't put much on that Copa del Rey happening on over the weekend as the final match for Ancelotti, the big man. But even as it is, Madrid will want to come out and win something. That's the only likely. Oh well, that's the most likely trophy.
4 points ahead of Real Madrid. It's not really
5 matches to go.
Yes, that's about 5
after
matches
today.
to go. So 4 points is not really big. We could come
and they are still going to play Barca.
Yeah.
So the league is still open, but that's a very easy one. You can just pick that up and know that you have an accolade. They lost the first one already. They're out of Champions League, so there are only 2 to fight for, and that's one of them. So they're going to come out tooth and nail to fight, but I think Mbappe will be missing that match because of his red card. And he had 2 match ban.
No, I think it was reduced to 1.
1 match ban. Then he's going to be available because he already missed 1 match already.
He'll be available for the
it should be available. Let all of them be available so we can beat them fair and square.
Okay, we have the big one coming this weekend, the Copa del Rey match between Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's always an electrifying game when these two sides on the 2 giants of Spain matches against each other. So join us on Sunday, right, for that encounter between Barcelona and Real Madrid. We'll be in the studio to give you all the piece of action and how it's happening in that encounter. Barcelona will attack right now, looks inward into the midfield, and he's on the younger Pedro, returns it back. Still Barcelona attacking against Real Mallorca. Sends it forward and finds his teammate there. Fought with the ball there. What will he make out of that? Just to go back into the middle of the park. And we have about all Real Mallorca's players back in the box defending the line there. And here's Barcelona. Ansu Fati will drop it to Fort. Fort looks inward and drops a 1-2 pass back into the hands of Ansu Fati, who drops it into the middle of the park. Lamine Yamal on the ball there and drops it straight into the path of his teammates here. I think there's Eric Garcia on the ball, who chose to go back to Lamine Yamal. And young Lamine Yamal tries to send the Real Mallorca player a dummy there, but he's not buying any of that. And Real Mallorca will attack here. Larin with the ball there for Real Mallorca, but he has about 2 players to beat, and unfortunately it rolls out to a throwing up to Real Mallorca. 70 minutes into this encounter, it's still 0-0, but it has been a totally dominated Barcelona encounter in this game. For how long can Real Mallorca soak this pressure? Looking at this at the ball possession as it stands right now, Barcelona has 81% of the ball possession and just 19% to Real Mallorca.
I think so far they've been able to hold Barca this longer because so many chances, near chances have been created, shots have been taken, but Mallorca has a chance on the counter now. What will happen?
Chance for Real Mallorca. Beautiful save there from the goalkeeper. Good response, good reflex from the experience of Szczesny for Barcelona there.
So if you're the coach right now, with these 2 saves, he's made 2 of those kind of saves today. That was the second one. What do you think of Ter Stegen in your number 1 post right now? Because he's in form. Ter Stegen is just coming back from injury of about 7 months or so. And this guy is in a hot form with his smoking. So his smoking is not considered now. And he's doing very well with managing the defense too. So I'll keep him if I'm the coach.
Oh, you can hear that from the dock. He's going to keep on Szczesny as the goalkeeper. It's left to see what Hansi Flick will be taking about Szczesny and how he'll manage that situation with having Ter Stegen back in the Barcelona side. And yes, Barcelona attacking. Beautiful piece of skill there. Drops a cross into the box there, but aimed at nobody, and that should be rolling out for a corner kick to Barcelona. Yes, rightly given by the center referee there, and that was a fault with that beautiful piece of skill there. The goalkeeper, I'm talking about Roman, had a big hand on that, and it's a Barcelona corner kick, which Real Mallorca will have to defend in this encounter. Just going straight into the 19th minute, is 17 years old Lamine Yamal, which standing on this corner kick, and duties so Barcelona have about 4 to 5 Barcelona players in the box there. Even Araujo, the captain, yes, has to come forward to attack. Lamine Yamal takes a cross into the box here. Barcelona gets it hold of that. Well, the placement was actually wrong from the striker Ferran Torres, with Lewandowski being out injured. I think he's about 3 weeks injury layoff for Robert Lewandowski. He might be missing he will surely be missing the first leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final against Inter Milan. Is Ferran Torres good enough to fill in that spot?
Oh, well, as it is, Ferran Torres is his natural here in that position. For quite a while, Hansi Flick has been training Ferran Torres, but you also remember we have Paul Victor in the background as well, who can also fill in that top position. And we also have a kind of tactical play you can do without a top hatchet man. You can use a false 9. Ferran Torres does well also with false 9. You can always bring somebody like Fermin Lopez into first 9 position, as the case may be, which is even much more difficult to manage. Now this game is this easy because it's this difficult for the attack, I think, because of the changes made. Ansu Fati is starting this game ahead of Rafinha, and Ansu Fati is just coming into the game. This is his debut game for the whole season. The season
has been 4 starts.
Yeah, the first starts, as in first starts for the game, pardon me, and the season is almost out. The team has played over 50 games already, and it's just starting.
What does the future looks like for Ansu Fati? He was a promising kid when I remember when he came in, and also sporting that jersey number 10. That jersey is an iconic jersey at Barcelona. I remember the likes of Ronaldinho putting it on, and Messi, was the heir to the jersey. We saw these 2 players, did greatness with that jersey in Barcelona. But right now he's on the back of Ansu Fati. Is that number also part of the pressure? Having to fulfill the potential or whatever how iconic that jersey can be.
Of course, we all know how difficult it could be to wear a heavy jersey, a jersey with a lot of history. In some teams, it's number 7.
Yeah.
In some sides, it could be number 14, but number 10 here at Barca you want to fill the role of Romario. Romario wore this jersey in 1993-94. Maradona wore this jersey in the 80s for Barca. Rivaldo also wore this jersey at a point in time. And then you had the likes of Juninho wearing it at a point in time. And then Ronaldinho almost possessed it for 4 seasons. And then they had to hang it for 1 season before Messi could take it from Ronaldinho. Now, bringing it down to Ansu Fati, who was not a proven number 1. He wasn't a proven starter at the time. At the time he got the jersey, he already went on injury leave.
Yeah.
He spent 10 months of injury, and it was during the preseason that he was given number 10 jersey. Who does that? That shouldn't be done, because he was just coming back from injury, and this was an anterior cruciate ligament injury, a total debilitating injury for footballers. They call it ACL. But it's a major injury for a young man of 18 years old at the time. And then you give him the number 10, which is like the hub of the team, the leader of the pack. And the weight of the jersey is heavy. But aside that, he has always been in and out of injury. Even when he was sent on loan and he didn't have much injuries, he still couldn't command the starting jersey at Brighton. So I think the weight of the jersey, yes, number 1, and then number 2, Ansu Fati, maybe plagued by the injuries, but he definitely has not lived up to that jersey calling at all.
Okay, let's see if Ansu Fati will be living up to expectations tonight in this encounter against Real Mallorca. We've seen him full of runnings in this game. He needs a goal to boost his confidence for Barcelona. Let's just hope he come out of this game, without an injury. I'm talking about Ansu Fati. He's a talented player. It's halftime also in that game between Manchester City and Aston Villa, and at halftime is Manchester City 1, Aston Villa 1 in that game. We're straight into the 25th minute of this one between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. Still no goal in this encounter. We have no goal to report in that encounter. Real Mallorca doing a lot of defensive work against Barcelona. Straight into the path of Murray. Murray will hold on to the ball for Real Mallorca. Returns back to the goalkeeper Roman. Roman with a long one destined into the Barcelona half. Beautiful pick down there by the Barcelona defender. He experienced Inigo Martinez. Yes, recalls for the ball there and gets hold of the ball. Drops and switches of position. Tries to play in Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia with the ball there looks inward into the midfield. That should be a foul. He has rightly given there by the referee, and it's going to be the first yellow card in this encounter. You can see the Barcelona players telling the referee he has to award that yellow card to the Real Mallorca's midfielder. And talking about Samuel Costa there. Went straight into the young Gavi. This is one of this kind of injuries that Barcelona fans won't really want to see on the screens. But they just hope to say Gavi will be back on his feet, because that is another player they'll be needing coming into the El Clasico this weekend, and also the UEFA Champions League coming next week.
Yeah, so we need all the players back. And good enough, we have Mark Bernard, already training hard to be part of the team. If you remember, Mark Bernard sustained an injury at the third league game of the season. Yeah. And Bernard was the one that actually gave Barca the consolation not to look for a replacement for Busquets. If you recall, the young man was performing exceptionally well in that position.
Will he be match ready for the Champions League semi-final?
I have doubt, because he hasn't blended with the team, but he could be one of those.
Beautiful support. What a chance for Barcelona. What a chance. Beautiful save from Leo, the goalkeeper. Daniel Mo asking himself, how did that not skip? It went into the net. What a pass there from Lamine Yamal. That is a trademark pass. We're getting to see that pass, often from Lamine Yamal with the outside of his foot there. But I think Daniel Mo should be doing better there.
Yeah, I think Daniel Mo should have done better. Instead of just hitting the ball hard, he should have looked for positioning. And grand floor or grand balls usually do better at such positions.
Barcelona there, but easily defended there by
guys are doing so much
Barcelona holding onto the ball there. Long shot there. Still another defensive work from Real Mallorca. Seems they're interested in eating Barcelona on the counter. with Barcelona giving them that opportunity. Ansu Fati with the ball there, Faisal Omo easily dispossessed of the ball. Still Barcelona, Fort comes into that challenge with loss of possession. And here is Real Mallorca losing possession again to Barcelona, who looks inward into the middle of the park there. And Dani Olmo on the ball for Barcelona. Lamine Yamal is asking for the ball, but just to go back into the part of Gavi. And Gavi finds Eric Garcia straight into the part of Lamine Yamal. Turning his man in and out right there. Still holds onto the ball. Good defensive work there from Mojica, the Real Mallorca defender. Real Mallorca will break out for a rare chance right now, but easily lost possession and is out for a throw-in to Barcelona in this encounter. We're straight into the 28 minutes, barely 2 minutes into half an hour of football right there in this Barcelona stadium, and it's still 0-0 between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. I'm very sure we're talking about the dog right now. He is optimistic, and I can see the level of confidence that yes, you are so confident about this Barcelona side getting this victory.
Oh yes, it's all important because Barca can't afford to drop any points before the El Clasico against their rival, the holding champion for La Liga, Real Madrid. They can't afford to drop any points because you can be sure Madrid is going to attempt to get all the points until then. So it's an all-important game, as is the one we played last, or as was the last one, where Barca had to come back and do a remontada from 3-1, come back to 4-3, and that was epic, really, for Barca fans. It was a thing of joy for us because we were just wondering how it would be to drop 2 points in that game, with Madrid playing Athletic Bilbao the following day.
Yes, Ansu Fati on the ball there, finally finds a way to drop it. But the woodwork to the rescue for Real Mallorca, and Dani Olmo this time around will that chance fall into his path there. But beautiful play from Barcelona. You have to give it to Fort in this encounter. It's not really. Oh, that was a shot from Gavi. Gavi with the shot there. Took a weakened deflection of the defender of Real Mallorca. It's a corner kick to Barcelona, and they'll be looking to get the first goal anytime soon. Yes, straight into the part of Lamine Yamal, who is having a beautiful encounter in this game. There should be the first goal, but still Barcelona can't pull the ball into the back of the net. What a chance there on the part of the captain around you. You can see him
that should have been
into himself. He knows he should be putting that into the back of the net. That was a beautiful chance.
That was a superb chance.
Look at the chance created there by the young Yamal. Araujo had to just pass that into the back of the net.
Where was he passing the ball to?
Well, he could have just put it into the back of the net. He's one thing to have a chance, and he's another to put it into the back of the net.
And he had all the time. And coming back to Lamine Yamal, I have a series of legendary records here for the young man. If you don't mind, I can just read it out to the audience. At the age of 17, Lamine Yamal had already won the European champion, La Liga champion, Super Copa winner, Golden Boy winner, Copa Trophy winner. For those who don't understand, Copa is the young version of Golden Ballon d'Or. He's already a Copa Trophy winner, Euro Young Player of the Tournament, Euro Goal of the Tournament, La Liga Under 23 Player of the Season, one-time La Liga Goal of the Month, one-time La Liga Team of the Season, Euro Top Assist Provider, Euro Team of the Tournament inclusion, named in FIFA Best Men's 11, Globe Soccer Award Emerging Player, IFHSS Men's World Team, IFHSS Men's UEFA Team, UEFA European Championship Top Assist Provider, and Top Assist Provider, IFHSS Men's World Best Youth Player, Tutor Sports Youngest Award, Laureus Breakthrough Player of the Year, and still counting. For a 17-year-old,
surely phenomenal player.
I think it's phenomenal. I don't think Messi, Ronaldo, and the rest of them had such accolades at this age.
Now let's give it to the 17 years old Lamine Yamal. Phenomenal. Not easily we can call the prodigy. We always love to see for how long he can maintain and sustain this this brilliancy. Talking about the younger Lamine Yamal. Still Barcelona asking all the questions, creating all the chances in this encounter, but putting the ball into the back of the net has really been a big problem for Barcelona in this encounter. And let's see if they'll get some more goals in this one. Beautiful chance there. We can see it there. The goalkeeper again to the rescue for his team. Daniel Mo already celebrating, thinking that was going into the back of the net. And you can see that quick succession. Chances created by Barcelona. At the end of the day, I just pray this won't come back to haunt them.
Yeah, that's just the hope, because when you have chances and so difficult to take, it just takes one counter attack and the opponent just gets one in. And with this team doing low blocks and playing satanic football, you may just find it difficult to even recover the goal, or at best drop 2 points. But I just hope that Barca can find their rhythm and do it in good time. That's why they've been attacking so early. They won the early goals. If they can secure 1 or 2 goals, that was sending back to Caribbeans.
The Roman with a long one for Real Mallorca there. Barcelona regaining possession. Yeah, just very chance for Barcelona first goal and into the balls there. Beautiful piece of skill. Whenever he's in his form there, beautiful shot there, but took a wicked deflection. And that's going to roll out to a corner kick for Barcelona. Lamine Yamal has been, the creator of every good thing for Barcelona in the attack in the second half. It's still 0-0 right there as we're getting straight into the 34th minute. Look at that. Yeah, it really sent the Barcelona player back to where he was coming from. A corner kick gets Barcelona in the 34th minute of the second half with this very chance for first goal. Araujo is also back there trying to make good of his trying to right his wrong there, but the referee spotted an infringement in the box there. It's going to be a free kick advantage onto Real Mallorca. We're straight into the top of 15. The team which currently sits 8th on the table in La Liga are playing against the runaway leaders of Barcelona. Are they runaway leaders? It's just 4 points now. The difference is not really much between these two sides in the La Liga 2024-2025 season. A goal kick there. Free kick to Real Mallorca. Leo Roma, the goalkeeper, who has been fantastic for the past 33 minutes for Real Mallorca. He is one of the reasons why Real Mallorca are still in this game. It's one of the reasons why we're yet to see a goal from Barcelona in this account. He has made himself big on 3 different occasions to the stall to deny Barcelona a goal. And here is Real Mallorca trying to take advantage of the high-line defensive work of defense line of Barcelona there, but they couldn't just throw that into the back, into the part of his man. And talking about Mascarell, it was one with that pass for Real Mallorca. Barcelona will break out now, looking for a first goal. Yema just very chance for Barcelona with that beat. Another wasted effort there from Barcelona. And this time around, it's that man, Ferran Torres.
How Ferran Torres is the hatchet man here. His number one job is to get the goals. At every opportunity available, you need to take the shots. If you don't take the shots, you may not get the goals. Unfortunately, his shot went wayward and flying over the post. Even if the post had been doubled, he may still not have entered. But as it is, he's sending signals. We're just trying to let them understand that this is what we're here to do, to score goals. And this one no be play. This one serious war, because La Liga is at stake here for Barca. For Mallorca, maybe not much. They may want to play in Europe. They may want to play in the Conference League. As it stands, Barca has been given the right. I mean, the Spanish La Liga has been given the right to produce 5 Cup Champions League slots. And that means they have an extended position too. And should Barca win the Champions League or Real Betis wins Europa, there might be an extra slot for number 9. And if Mallorca is sitting on number 9 and 10, they may have a chance to eventually go and play in Conference League or in Europe somehow. So that's the only thing they are fighting for right now, to remain in top 10 and remain relevant. But Barca is fighting for the trophy with everything they have. They need to get the La Liga back. Last season, Real Madrid snatched it. The season before, Barca held it. The season before that, I think Madrid had it. And then 2 seasons before, Barca had it. And before then, it was Atletico Madrid, etc., etc. So, Barca needs to get the trophy back. And that's what we're doing now.
Okay, it's the restart of second half. That's one between Manchester City and Aston Villa. At halftime, it ended 1-1. So the boys are back on the turf, at the Etihad Stadium, gunning for the second goal. Who's going to get it? Will it be Manchester City or will it be Aston Villa? Looking at Manchester City starting 11, it's a 4-1-4-1 formation from the Tinkerman, talking about Pep Guardiola. Ortega is the goalkeeper. Nunes starting as a right back. Riley starting as a left back, and Diaz and Vadoy both pairing together in the heart of the Manchester City defense. Kovacic is a low man on the base of the midfield, while up front we have Makati, Bernardo Silva, Gudogan, and Omar Mamouche. And up front is a low man, the captain Kelvin De Bruyne. You can always get different type of thinking from the manager Pep Guardiola. Barcelona coming out again, attacking against Real Mallorca, and still Barcelona creating all the chances, but the goals still had to come by for them. Good defensive work there from Real Mallorca, and finally clears down their line. You
This
can
is
see
serious satanic football.
there is no Real Mallorca player up front in this encounter.
Everybody's in the 6-yard box, not even
trying
the
to
18.
defend this one. 38 minutes gone in this encounter. We have barely 10 more minutes to go in this encounter between Barcelona and barely 10 more minutes onto halftime in this encounter. Looking at Aston Villa starting 11. Emiliano Martinez is the goalkeeper. Martin Cash is the left back in this one, right back, sorry, and Lucas Zigny is the left back. In the out of defense, we have Paul Torres.
Oh
and
no!
in
That
the
could
midfield,
have
we
been a
have
statement
Onana
for
and
Ansu
Kamara.
Fati.
Up front is Ramsey, Telemans, Rojas, and the Loma striker, the goal scorer for Aston Villa, Marcus Rashford, even though it's on the penalty spot, but it's good for his confidence. Beautiful shot there from Barcelona, Ansu Fati. The goalkeeper was just going to look that into the back of the net. And guess what it means to the young Barcelona players? They really want to see him, score a goal and boost his confidence.
Exactly. So they need him to not just score a goal, play well, do assist, be relevant, at least with the given opportunity. His name is actually on the chopping board. Barca has already given him the go ahead to look for offers, and the guy said he's open to it because he needs play time. Last season he was resistant to leaving. He didn't want to go, and that's why he had to eat the bench almost all through the season. And during the last match when Barca was down 3-1 against Celta Vigo, he actually wanted to come in and play, and he wasn't substituted. Up to the 9 minutes, the last goal was scored at the 94th minute, and then he was angry. He expressed his annoyance against the coaching crew, and Ansu Flick was happy that he expressed such annoyance, and it shows he has a hunger to be relevant and to help the team. So I think they decided that, okay, from there, since we have very important matches coming up soon, and next week is Champions League weekend, there is a match, etc. Let's give this young man some game time. And here he is. He hasn't done badly today. He has put himself well to it. For somebody who is starting for the first time in 2 seasons or so, I think he hasn't done badly. Let's just hope he can seal it up with a beautiful assist or a beautiful goal himself. And that should actually send some statement into the dressing room of Barcelona.
All right, straight in at 40th minutes of that account. Barcelona will come forward, charging against Real Mallorca. Straight in the part of a fault who finds Ansu Fati, who is finally growing into this encounter, enjoying this game of football. In this game, he has seen 40 minutes of action already in this one. 41st minute, and we're straight into the 41st and last 4 minutes in this first half. Lamine Yamal with the ball there, drops the pass there, but still another good defensive work for Real Mallorca. You have to ask yourself the question: how many Real Mallorca players do we have in the box there?
The question is, how many shots are they going to, do they have to take before one goes in?
The goalkeeper there talking about Leo.
Come on, that's like
Leo
10
Roma
shots
there.
in one spot and nothing.
Barcelona keeps on asking all the questions, but the goals are not coming in.
The first
save
save
there from the goalkeeper. The follow-up shot.
Second save by the defender.
Lamine Yamal moves forward.
Third one by the defender.
And also
fourth one by the goalkeeper
Barcelona there
again.
with the ball right now and sends it back into the middle of the park. Still Barcelona trying to create an opening in this Real Mallorca side. Beautiful piece of skill there. Cross into the box with that beat for Barcelona. But still the Real Mallorca players having 9 players. This is so satanic. I just like the dog call it. It's still 0-0 in this one.
This is voodoo.
And we're straight
Voodoo
to the
football.
42nd minute. And looking at the statistics of this game, Barcelona still enjoy the better share of possession. 78% of the ball to Barcelona, while 22% up to Real Mallorca. 19 total shots for Barcelona in this first half and 0 shot for Real Mallorca. It tells you why we are here to see a goal. Or look at it, even the passes. Barcelona has completed 324 passes in this first half, while Real Mallorca disappointingly have completed just 90 passes in this first half. Really disappointing. This is what they want to play for the next 90 minutes.
It's voodoo football. Look at the last shot. It was just going in and just hit the keeper by accident.
Well, we've seen teams, that, play this exact
I've seen it happen before.
And, at the end of the day, it goes on to
Chelsea,
went on to win.
Bayern Munich,
Chelsea.
2012.
Okay.
I saw that happen. So many shots. Sheck was just all over the place like he had 10 arms. The defense of Chelsea was... And then suddenly the Drogba would do something.
All right, straight into the
And that changed the face of Champions League.
Barely 2 more minutes to play. It is the first half. And still 0-0 from Barcelona. I would have thought of these. Looking at the way Barcelona has approached this game. They've been the better side. 19 total shots in this account and no goal to account for Barcelona. Really disappointing up front there for Barcelona.
Well, I won't say it's disappointing. I'd say it's a last stage effort being put in by the opposition. They actually prepared for this. They came in for a frustrating soccer game, like we said. You can call it whatever name you call it. It's black football. It's negative football. They just want to sit back and soak the pressure. They're not even interested in the counter-attack. We're not interested in scoring you, but we will make sure that you don't score. Unfortunately for them, even the crossbar is one of them. The uprights are working with them. On 2 occasions now, the uprights have supported that mission for Mallorca. I don't know if... That's why I call it voodoo football, because for you to employ inanimate objects to support your satanic football, it means you are doing more than just tactical play. But at any rate, I'm certain Barca will break through at some point. And that's Ansu Fati. Did he score? Oh no.
That is not going to the back of the net.
Oh no.
There's another chance for Barcelona. Gone begging there in the 44th minute of the second half. And it's like, yes, we might be going into the halftime break with no goal. Beautiful chance created there. And I think he should be scoring. Look at the way finally create an opening in the Real Mallorca.
That's very poor from Ansu Fati. Very poor.
The confidence is not there. It's not used. I don't think it's really that sharp for Barcelona. He also wants the goal. You can see it on his face. The 2 chances coming that's come to his way in the second half. He really wants to score one for his boyhood club. And yeah, it's a Real
Whoa, that's
they open up the
dangerous one.
This might just be the first goal.
And it's a goal.
What a way to score the first goal out of nowhere. It's Real Mallorca with the first goal. VR will be calling the referee. Let's see how that pans out. But Rema, looks like it's an offside.
He's not celebrating.
He's not celebrating. That is the call. That was offside. I think VR will be recalling the referee.
I think it might be a goal. Oh, it's offside.
Let's see. VR should be recalling it.
It's an offside.
To see, we can't really measure it.
For the linesman to see it.
And that is how dangerous they can really be. A team that has without a shot on target, and that goal is not going to stand. And Barcelona will have to thank their stars.
That's how
the
terrible
defense
it can
needs
be.
to do more work for Barcelona in this game. Because yes, like we're saying earlier on, it's not really about you dominating play. Even a team that didn't play and didn't come in to dominate can end up
winning,
getting all 3 points or frustrating you all through the night. Yes, Lamine Yamal with a chance there, but another defensive work there from the Real Mallorca defender. Another corner kick for Barcelona. This should be the 7th corner kick for Barcelona in this first half, and 0 corner kick for Real Mallorca in this first half. Really, really disappointed. The goalkeepers really come to the party for them. 5 goalkeeper saves for Real Mallorca in this first half alone.
I think bookies will have been so happy with the outcome of this. Those who booked for corner kicks, like 5 corner kicks, will have already got their day. And but those who voted for Barca to score or goal might be shaking right now on either half, except something happens. No, nothing is happening. These guys are all over the place.
And the referee said, I've seen enough of this in the first half. I've seen enough of Real Mallorca
unproductive first half
all through, and Barcelona missing good numbers of chances in the whole of this first half. And we'll have the players back in the next 15 minutes for the start of the second half. And we hope it's going to be a productive Barcelona in the second half. Disappointing performance in this first half. Wasteful Barcelona in this first half. But Real Mallorca for once in this game shows that yes, they can take advantage of Barcelona loopholes in the second half. Half time is Barcelona 0, Real Mallorca 0. First half gone in the second half. Disappointing, but when you look at it, when you look at the attack in front of Real Mallorca, we might say it's disappointing. But when it comes down to defensive work, I think yes, they've done a good job.
Yeah, they've done a wonderful job.
Okay, as a back into the play there. We just open up when the players are back in the second half. Real Mallorca will be able to attack against Barcelona side. They have to be flexible in the second half.
No, but you actually have to give them a lot of kudos, if you permit me to borrow that word, for the performance. Real Mallorca has shown that they can withstand the pressure, and they've done that for the past 45 minutes plus, and they've done it in style. Nothing has gone in. The goalkeeper has been the hero. So many defenders come to the party, and you might call it black football, but it's football. You know, whichever tactics you choose to adopt, you just make sure that you get it right, and that's what they're doing. So 45 minutes, yes, they've held their own, and if it ends this way, they might as well go home clapping and celebrating, because that's exactly their intention for coming into this game.
We're halfway into the second half. You can see the number of shots from Barcelona. 24 total shots in the first half and no goal to show off for.
Yes, it's been an unproductive half. That's the way I want to look at it. They have to be more clinical in front of the post. But how do you get clinical when you have 10 people standing right in front of the goal post? 10. Okay, they leave just one out of the 18-yard. Just one player is kept out. Every other person is standing in front of the ball, and they are congesting the 18-yard. So how do you get clinical in that position? So you're going to look for some streak of luck or some magic, maybe like a Messi kind of magic. You dribble your way through, because shots are not passing through. You're taking shots from outside, they're deflecting them. You're taking shots from within, they're blocking them off. So it's a catch-22 situation.
Okay, of the 24 shot for Barcelona in this encounter, 6 has been on target. The woodwork also coming to the rescue once, and 10 shots off target for Barcelona. 8 block shots for Real Mallorca in this one. They've blocked 8 times. They've blocked Barcelona shots 8 times, and 16 times Barcelona have shot inside the box and 8 outside the box. I think one thing we might really also look at on the side of Barcelona is how wasteful they've been in front of goal also.
Yeah, well, we're looking at wasteful.
We saw Araujo, with a chance. We saw Ansu Fati with a couple of chances also.
Yes. Ansu Fati,
chance gone begging for
like
Barcelona.
2 chances wasted. Araujo also wasted a very, very clean open net. That's the kind of Yakubu Ayegbeni trademark kind of miss. When you actually miss from this side, you are at this side of the post, and you send the ball to the other side of the post in an empty post situation.
Okay, we also hope to see what the second half brings in that encounter. 1 hour of football gone in that one between Manchester City and Aston Villa. It's still 1-1 in that encounter. Aston Villa needs to get all victory in that game. They'll really be gunning on getting a full maximum point against Aston Villa in that encounter. Back to play is that one between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. Really want to see what they'll be bringing to the party in the second half. Barcelona have done all the attacking in this encounter, but putting the ball into the back of the net has really been a problem for Hansi Flick and his boys in this encounter between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. The dog, do you think you expect Real Mallorca to continue on this part in the second half, try and frustrate Barcelona, try and frustrate everything Barcelona pushed at them in the second half also? Exactly.
I expect them to continue in the same mode, at least until the last 15 minutes. But the moment Barca scores a goal, they change their formation. They're going to try and open up and push more men up front to try and recover something. And then Barca will feel much, at home with that pattern. But as it is, they're going to keep this formation. Stick for a young guy like that. I read what Capello, but I don't agree with them. You know why I don't agree with them?
Yeah.
All this guy needs to do is to be coached by right-thinking people and managed by personalities managed by people who are intentional about getting him to the pinnacle. Because if his personality is in order, at the age of 17, he has done a lot. He has, fortunately, I want to put fortunately there too, he has fortunately achieved a lot, because if Spain hadn't given him a chance at 15 or 16 to start playing for Spain, he wouldn't have been there at the Euro. He wouldn't have been so noticeable. He wouldn't have gone. So he's been fortunate as well. And he has not disappointed the people who gave him such opportunities. So if you look at the way he plays, he's very tactical. He actually stays in his position. He's very defensive. He marks you. In fact, he's got so many yellow cards from marking, and that shows you how committed he is to recovering balls. He's committed to recovering balls. And talking of assists, talking of goals, he's also there. And I think the young man has a long way to go, but I think he can actually fight and get to the level of Messi or Maradona.
Well, that's a big question. Will he get to the level of Lionel Messi, the level of Cristiano Ronaldo and Maradona? Those are legendary footballers. He's still very young at 17. He still he has the world at his foot. So it's still about can still go up to that's like 20 more years. At the top of it. Let's see what the future holds for the young Lamine Yamal. One man I've really been impressed with in this encounter has to be the left back, Hector Fort, 18 years old. Fantastic player for Barcelona in this encounter.
Just in the news this morning on the Barca fan page, official Barca fan page news, Hector Fort's manager put in some letter asking that Fort should be sent on loan, that he needs game time to develop, and he doesn't want to remain patient managing the bench if he's not the Lord of Formica, and he doesn't want to be a woodwork in Camp Nou. And they just put in that letter, and it came out today that letter was pushed in by the managers of Hector Fort, and the boy will want to go on loan or something. Hector Fort is 17 as well. He's not 18 yet. Yes, he has the right to complain. He has the right to develop. However, in responding to that letter, Hansi Flick made a statement, and he said he wishes that all those players that are supportive or fringe players can learn from Paul Victor. Paul Victor has been on the bench.
Well, is it that good? If he's that good, he'll be starting.
Paul Victor is very good. Paul Victor was a regular player where he came from, but he way better than the likes of Hector Fort. Paul Victor had played professionally in another team before he was brought into Barca. Hector Fort had just been promoted from, he still plays for Barca B. Do you understand? So he was saying that, look, if you guys can realize that the coaches have a very serious job and decisions to make, and you can realize that there will always be an opportunity for you. And let's take the position. Okay, look at Alexander Balde. Alexander Balde was in waiting for so long while Jordi was there. Alexander Balde was there for also backing up our last left back. I can't remember who that was now, after Jordi Alba left. And he waited patiently. But Balde has seized that position, and every competition has been sent off. So, in fact, Balde missing right now. Everybody is asking questions. Where's Balde? Where's Balde? We wish Balde were here.
Is he out injured?
Yes, he was out injured. He he pulled a muscle for 3 weeks. Although he's back in training now. He's been training with the team as of Easter Sunday. He trained with the team, and this morning he participated in full training. Yesterday morning, Monday morning, participated in full training with the team. Although the coach is saying they're not going to rush him back very soon. So Hector Fort has the skills. We know these young men, these young guys, they have a lot to give. But sometimes there's need to wait. Because if you fight to run away now, you might not get to your pinnacle. Let me give you one example before we leave this segment. Sergio Roberto.
Yeah.
Sergio Roberto was a backup to Dani Alves at the time. Sergio Roberto was a midfielder. He was supposed to be, but for 2 seasons this guy was doing a backup job, and for 3-4 matches you may not even see him play more than 10 minutes. we actually thought with the skills he had, he should go. Because in 2016, if you remember, 2016-17, Sergio Roberto was the one that scored the winning goal of the remontada against Paris Saint-Germain. 4-0 in Paris, 5-1 in Barca. In Camp Nou. Sergio Roberto was the one that dipped it in last leg. And right after that season, Barca was offering him up for sale. Barca was sending him on loan. Sergio Roberto refused to go on loan. 2017-18, he refused to go on loan. He actually made a statement that he would rather stay on the bench until the coach is ready to call him up. And that's what he did. But by the time the coach were ready to call him on, he became the captain of the team. And he lifted La Liga as a regular player, not as a fringe player. So, yes, he might not have been the best number one, but sometimes it's good to be a small fish in a big pool than to go and be a big fish in a very tiny pool. It doesn't really give you much.
Barcelona's on bench tonight. We have Inaki Pena, the goalkeeper, Diogo Caution, also on the bench, Jules Kounde, Gerald Martin, Paki Bassi, Andros Christensen, Rafinha, Frankie de Jong, Femi Lopez, Pablo Torre, and Paul Victor on the bench for Barcelona. And this is a rich bench for Barcelona. What's the really problem with Andros Christensen? It's the longest time start for Barcelona.
He was injured for quite a while. He just returned from injury. Christensen is just coming in just like
Is there any chance for him
Stegen.
to still be at Barcelona next season?
Oh, well, it depends on his performance in the rest of the time and pre-season, because Barca needs to have a good backup. There's a rumor going around that Araujo is actually put on sale because Barca needs to make some good money to balance up the one rule. And Araujo is put on sale, and so is Ansu Fati. However, we don't know how that will play out in the next few days. Araujo is seen as a surplus to the central defense. Without taking much from him, he doesn't seem to have that Barca type of central defense DNA. He makes very bad choices at certain point, made terrible errors, and it has cost the team a lot. Champions League last season, it was his pass that cost the team and sent the team out of Champions League. And look at the assist he gave to Gurazi at the last match. He was spoken about a lot at the quarters, in the dressing room and in the coaching room. So a lot of people, that is a contention now. So if Araujo were to leave, we're going to need Christensen to back up for Martinez, because Martinez is going to be 37 years in the coming season. He's already 36, if not more than that right now. So Barca is looking at, and Barca is not looking at getting a central defender.
Okay, here's another start of second half. It's Barcelona with a first attack, which is a very chance for the first goal for Barcelona.
Yes!
The broken to that broke the almost immediately. Mallorca 0. Daniel Mo with a well-taken goal there to beat Leo, the goalkeeper, for the first time in this encounter. 22 chances missed on the first half, 22 shots in the first half by Barcelona, but the first and the second half for Daniel Mo, and so the back of the net for Barcelona. 1-0 the lead against Real Mallorca.
Look at it this way. The juju was put on the other side of the field. They couldn't install it here. And I think that's why
you have to give it to Danny Olmo. You can see how much he waited for the player
and look at that angle,
before taking the shot. I think the Real Mallorca defender was expecting him to take a snapshot almost immediately.
Exactly.
He actually had to wait for the defender to go down to block before picking a spot.
And then he picked the spot, and it was a very beautiful spot
from the Spanish midfielder to give Barcelona the lead against a stubborn and restlessness of this Real Mallorca side. Let's see if Real Mallorca will be coming all out against Barcelona right now, or will they be defending for the rest of the second half? This is the best time to take advantage. You know, when you're coming in, they are yet to settle in onto the pitch.
Yes.
That is how to do it. And let's say if Barcelona will be getting more goals in this one, what a way to start on the second half. Dani Olmo with the first goal for Barcelona. Still 1-1 in that game between Manchester City and Aston Villa. That game is on the 7th to 6th minutes already.
Let's talk a bit about that game. Aston Villa, Manchester City. I think shoulder to shoulder they match up.
Yeah.
And I think that game might just end up in a draw. And I think a draw is not good enough for Man City.
Not also good enough for Aston Villa because Aston Villa are also pursuing a Champions League spot.
So either of them wants to win.
And we have Chelsea facing off against Everton this weekend.
And Chelsea will likely run Everton down.
How? Everton.
Yeah, Chelsea might run Everton down for the 3 points.
We'll be here in studio for that lunchtime kickoff between Chelsea and Aston. Chelsea and Everton.
But the most amazing part for me, the most
for Barcelona with this very second goal, good defensive work there from the defender Vajans there. To cut out Barcelona's supply there, but still Barcelona. Lamine Yamal on the ball now switches into the middle of the park as Barcelona will look to attack against this Real Mallorca side. In the middle is Pedri. Tries a dummy pass there, well, easily defended there by Mallorca, who are back to factory resets and defending with all their numbers right now against Barcelona. But it's advantage Barcelona right now because they have the first goal and they'll be gunning to get the second goal.
Yeah, I was going to say something about the Premiership just before the commentary came on. The fact that Newcastle and Nottingham Forest are sitting sitting comfortably in third and fourth position. I don't know who will have guessed this at the beginning of the season. Look at Man City fighting for.
Disappointing. Manchester United are battling with
No, Manchester United is not part of this.
Yes, yeah. Currently, having a beautiful romance with the relegation team. And Chelsea are also, not really good this season with results. And you can see Manchester City also. So these are the teams that actually made it easy. See Tottenham also around find themselves around 14 or 15th or 16th position, if I'm not mistaken. So when you have Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, the regulars will also fight it out for the top four. These three teams are struggling. Then you surely have the likes of Newcastle and Aston Villa taking advantage of it.
Because there's no place for vacancy. There's no vacuum.
It's the level of competition in the EPL. That is what is lost in the La Liga. Every season, in and out, we're always having the regular Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid.
Woo!
Coming to the UEFA Champions League. I get straight into that game. It's Barcelona also still looking for more chances to double their lead in this encounter.
That was a big shot from Ansu Fati.
Anytime soon, and it's full time in that one. Disappointing one for PSG. 1-1 against Nantes, but it's not really going to matter because they are the defending. They are the champions already.
I think they're playing their third or fourth team or something.
Yeah,
they're just putting some legs in.
They're beating on the stadium for them. Just 6 draw already this season. 6 draw, and I think about 24 or 25 victories.
And they played a draw today.
Yeah. So they're still unbeaten this season, and they might be going the whole season unbeaten. Earlier on, Valencia and Espanyol played out a 1-1 draw in the Spanish La Liga. And we're still in that one between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. It's Barcelona leading 1-0, 5 minutes gone in the second half.
Look at the shot from Ansu Fati. Beautiful hot shot. But the goalkeeper was all over the place.
I guess 8 minutes gone in that one. Last 10 minutes to go in that game between Manchester City and Aston Villa. It's still 1-1 in that one. And I'm very sure the bald man talking about Pep Guardiola will really be scratching it out there. I'm looking for a way to get all 3 maximum points. Right now, for the last 4 games to go in the EPL, it's a final for this 4 teams, chasing the third to 5th position in the UEFA Champions League. We have Newcastle. Also, we have
Nottingham
Forest.
Man City.
Chelsea, there's Manchester City, there's Aston Villa. These teams are capable, of getting 3 of the last spots for the Champions League qualification. Yes, back in play there. Barcelona against Real Mallorca. Is Barcelona attacking right now, looking to get out the second goal. But gradually, it seems that Real Mallorca are getting flexible as the time goes.
Yeah, they're trying to do something, but I don't see them going beyond that midfield because they are also careful. They don't want to leave the back open. The Barca boys are hungry. You can see the way Ansu Fati has been attacking the goalkeeper. He takes a shot from every possible angle because he believes he's already lost enough chances. He should have got his name on the scoreboard, but he wants to make up for that. And Ferran Torres also hasn't registered his name today. And we all know how Lamine Yamal wants to put his name on the score sheet. Unfortunately, that ball went wide, way higher than the goal post, but it was a very great attempt from the young man.
The chance for Lamine Yamal there, took his shot in right, but the edge he couldn't just measure the right measurement of the edge. There's a goal kick there to Real Mallorca against Barcelona. You have to give it to Dani Olmo. I think he was really missed when he was out injured.
Yeah, Dani Olmo is a wonderful central midfielder.
How do you guys just get the money on Fermin Lopez come end of the season? Chelsea are looking at putting a £40 million bid for him.
I don't know. That will be a board decision. It will be a financial decision for the board. But Fermin Lopez is a player that is so loved by the dressing room, and the Barca socios also love him. He's one of the kids from the academy, been at Barca since the age of 9 years. And, selling those kind of boys is usually very difficult for the technical team to do. But the situation demands, why not? But I don't think Fermin Lopez will be released that easily.
I'll go wait to see what happens in the transfer window when it opens. Araujo going straight into the Real Mallorca strikers, Larin there. Just hope he'll be able to continue. Look at the transition of that Barcelona goal. Beautiful hold-up play and beautiful body dummy there from Dani Olmo to pick up his spot and get his goal in that encounter. And that was the opener for Barcelona. They currently lead 1-0 in this game, which is already in the 54th minute. 1 more minute away from 10 minutes of second half game between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. We are yet to see Barcelona make a substitution. Also, Real Mallorca are yet to make a substitution in this encounter. I'm looking at by 60th minute. Are you expecting a substitution from the manager?
Well, we see that was so close to Mallorca scoring an equalizer, and for one moment,
that should be their first chance.
My heart skipped a beat. I don't know. Let me try and find it. Although it will have been called an offside, but that will be a controversy rather than. Thank God it didn't happen. We can continue talking.
24 shots to Barcelona and 1 shot to Real Mallorca in this encounter. Shows how much defensive they've been against Barcelona in this encounter. Barcelona will lead out for another attack against Real Mallorca. Look forward into the middle of the park. Still Barcelona in possession. Sends it straight to the talisman. Lamine Yamal will look inward and finds the goal scorer. Back to Lamine Yamal. Good, beautiful one to play. Yamal just finds a way to open up the defense there. But Real Mallorca coming back to defend with all their life. Larin on the ball there, easily brought down there. The referee spotted and infringement. Allows place to continue since that was a fair foul on the Real Mallorca striker. And then Barcelona attacking right now. Yeah, Sufati drops one into the box there, but easily defended by Real Mallorca, who are defending with all their lives right now. And straight into the 55th minute. It
was scheduled to be reopened in July, but that failed. They can't open in July. It's almost ready. I think they're putting finishing touches to the Camp Nou. It's going to be Spotify Camp Nou right now. Spotify has paid about $12 million to get their name on that thing, the board, for about 2 seasons, and then we can look at renewal later. But that's a very good deal for Barca that needs money right now. So I think Camp Nou should be ready by October.
Okay, we can't wait to see Barcelona return back to their favorite hunting ground, Camp Nou. When by October, there's a chance for Barcelona to attack against. Yes, the young Yamal drops his part of
no. That was a poor first touch.
First touch actually let him out there, and we have what's it called, Larin on the ball there. He has really been marked out in this game by Araujo. His advantage Barcelona. He throws to Barcelona. Araujo taking that quickly and straight back into the path of his teammate Inigo Martinez, if I'm not mistaken there. As Barcelona come forward to attack against Real Mallorca, straight into the path of his teammates. Yes, still Barcelona. They are not hungry this time around. Looks like they are interested in calling out Real Mallorca to come out of that their shell.
Not really. They are still as hungry as can be, but they had to use another tactics to get through. You can see them attacking at every opportunity. Unfortunately, the previous attacks did not end in goals. Somehow, the Mallorcan defense had been intercepting, even in the box. Then he almost had a chance. But it was a very wrong first touch, which led straight to the arm of the goalkeeper, and the second time it was Ansu Fati, and that ran straight into the legs of the defender. So Barca is not relenting, and Ansu Flick will always say something: we need to attack and keep attacking and keep attacking. Ansu Flick does not entertain backward play. He doesn't entertain horizontal play. He wants the ball in the opponent's penalty area, put them under pressure and keep attacking. That's his mentality and philosophy. And for him, he's using a pack of young players who have dynamism on their side. They have energy and they are hungry. They have points to prove, so they can play that kind of I want to call it witchcraft football, because it means you have to be everywhere at every point in time. Defense, attack, midfield. It's mass attack, mass defense. There's no position reserved for anybody. Lose the ball, get it back before the third touch. And that's the philosophy they are playing with right now. And it's working for Barca. At least it brought them to this kind of level. They are 4 points ahead of Real Madrid. Should this match end with this position, they will be 7 points ahead of Real Madrid.
With Real Madrid having a game at time.
Yeah, they have a game, but they will be 7 points ahead of Real Madrid. Game in hand doesn't mean 3 points. I'm sure you know that.
Barcelona yet to get the 3 points in this account. Also in that game between Manchester City and Aston Villa, 88 minutes gone, 2 more minutes till the end of 90 minutes of regulation time in that game. Is still 1-1 between Manchester City and Aston Villa. Back to Barcelona and Real Mallorca, 60th minute, 1 hour of football already, 15 minutes played in the second half. Barcelona gets the first goal in this game in the early stages of the second half through Dani Olmo, coming to the rescue for Barcelona, but they're still coming all out, gunning against Real Mallorca, who are yet to have any meaningful chance in this encounter. Looking at statistics, still advantage Barcelona, 79% of the ball to Barcelona, 21% to Real Mallorca, 27 shots by Barcelona in this encounter, 1 shot for Real Mallorca in this encounter. We've seen 8 corner kicks for Barcelona and 0 to Real Mallorca in the opening stages of the second half. We're going straight into the last 30 minutes of this encounter. Barcelona still needing to get a second goal against Real Mallorca.
Yeah, the second goal is actually the consolation. You need it to cool down. Without the second goal, anything can change. Just one touch, one counter attack, one mistake at the back, and the opponent scores you, and you are even again. And that's not what Barca needs right now. Barca needs to be ahead by at least 2 goals. They are playing Mallorca, and they are playing at home at the Olympic Stadium in Montjuic. And at this point in time, Barca should be leading by 3-4 goals. If Lewandowski were to be here, I think the tie result might be different, because this is the kind of time you need someone who can actually contend in the penalty area of Mallorca for area balls, because all the strike force Barca put in there are not good enough for agility. And then the Barca will be introducing Rafinha.
And Rafinha.
Yes, and what that means is, let's give them some game time. But look, we need to consolidate this lead. We need to win and score goals. And that's what Barca is going to do.
Ansu Fati might have played his last minute in his account. 1 hour of football for him. He was really hungry for that goal, but unfortunately, it seems that might be the end for him tonight.
But I think he has done well. If you are going to scale this guy, considering what he has been through, the confidence level he has developed, and the fights he has had to fight, I think he deserves a round of applause. You can see the whole of the Barca fanship celebrating the young man. He actually, look at the socials. The Barca socials are celebrating him. Everyone is happy. Fati put in a good fight, and yes, he fought for the shirt, and he has proven that yes, I deserve the shirt. He was part of the team that scored the 1 goal.
Yeah, impressive performance, impressive 1 hour football from Ansu Fati. No goal to show off, but right now we have Rafinha, and also Dani Olmo has been withdrawn in this encounter. Really great performance from the Spanish international, who has scored Barcelona only goal in this encounter. Femi Lopez, looks like it's a like-for-like substitution. Yes,
Femi Lopez comes in for Dani Olmo, and Rafinha comes in for Fati. So Rafinha can return to the left wing, and then Rafinha has freedom to roll. He rose, and that same thing as Sofati also played. Rafinha rose, so the left wing is going to be covered mostly by Hector Fort right now, and because Rafinha is not going to hold that position, he's not going to stay there. He enjoys roving more than staying outside, and I think it has helped him a lot. It has given him relevance because he's a man with a lot of energy and a lot of passion also to play. So playing him at the flanks might be that's a penalty. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty. That should be a penalty. VR should call this referee back. We need the penalty.
Real Mallorca to attack against Barcelona. Barcelona regains possession into the middle of the park there. And returns it back into the part of Inigo Martinez, and we'll look forward into the middle of the park. Let's see that again. Was that a penalty? I think no, that was,
I think it's
that
light.
was so soft. Yes, there's a chance for Barcelona. Second goal with this beat. So Lami Yamal in the box there. We have to give it to the Real Mallorca's captain there. Beautiful defensive ball from him.
You know, as a captain or as a defender, he's a left footer. You know, the likelihood of him taking the shot one time with his right foot was about 15%. So the defender, will actually expect him to cut back, which is exactly what he did. However, a Lionel Messi in that spot, knowing what the expectation was, could have taken the shot with his right foot.
That is the difference. Lionel Messi.
That's the difference between them.
Yeah.
Would have taken the shot with the right foot and it would be in. And if he was going to cut, he will cut properly well. But the young man is maturing, so let's still cut him some slack.
All right, just 5 minutes of action, which means we've seen 25 minutes of football played. 20 minutes of football, played in the second half between Barcelona and this really stubborn Real Mallorca. Real Mallorca also preparing a substitution of their own. Probably the man who is going to change the face of the game for Real Mallorca. Barcelona in the middle of the park. Gavi comes forward with the ball there, holds onto it and going straight on a solo run against the Real Mallorca's defense. Beautiful shot there. Oh, that's Pedri, sorry.
Yes.
Beautiful shot from the young man there. Really a slick footballer with the ball out his feet there. Look at how he going straight on that run. Even the defenders didn't really know what he was going to do next. Is he going to drop a pass? Will he be going straight on a solo run? He chose to go for a shot on target, but fortunately he couldn't measure the height of the post rightly there. Real Mallorca one more time, being left out in this encounter. They come out to attack against Barcelona. A rare attack we've seen in this game. We're here to see them, throw pressure at Barcelona in this encounter. Really disappointing one for me from Real Mallorca.
Well, what do you want them to do? They're playing to a tactics. They want to do the counter-attack formation. That's what they're using. It's a tactics in football. You're either playing counter-attacking or you're playing all-out attacking. And they chose the other one. And they're doing it well. They are holding Barca 1-0. Any slick opportunity could get them an equalizer. So for me, they're not doing badly. Playing away to Barca and maintaining this goal line after the hour mark is a good feat for them. For a hot Barca that will give Madrid 4-0 and 5-2 and punish Bayern Munich 4-0 or 5-1 to Dortmund. So they have to be careful how you attack this kind of Barca, because any opportunity or any loophole you leave behind may cost you dearly, and they will keep scoring.
Okay, little drama at the Etihad Stadium as Manchester City finally gotten their lead in that encounter. Is Nunes with the goal at the 94th minute of 5 minutes additional time. What they had to just wait till the dead end of that game to get their 3 points guaranteed in that one against Aston Villa. Let's see if Aston Villa can do the unthinkable and get one back against this Manchester City side. But I think it's a done game already.
Oh, well, if City can win that, it will be a good advantage for Guardiola and the crew. At a point in time, I really felt for him. His confidence and his,
this one I won the league and back to back. So
no, but at a point in time when you win the league back to back, 3 times back to back, or 4 times.
Yeah, I think you won 4 on the bounce.
4. That's a lot.
So it happens.
That's a lot. He shouldn't be pitied. I think it was 22, 23, 24.
I can wait to see how this ends in this encounter between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. It's a free kick to Barcelona. Rafinha was brought down. The referee spotted an infringement And this time around, Barcelona will have to respond with a free kick, and it's the winner of the free kick there, Rafinha, who is interested in taking this free kick, and no, and an in-swinger from Barcelona there. That took another eye touch there from the Barcelona player, and it's going to be a goal kick to Real Mallorca. That was Inigo Martinez there who got onto the end of that cross from Rafinha, but he couldn't bring his header down. It's actually
I think
went
that was
off target.
that should have been a corner kick.
Yeah, that should have been a corner
He
kick.
nodded against the defender, because looking at his trajectory, it's even these coaches should even look at trajectories. Looking at the trajectory of the ball, you should know that there must have been a deflection to send that ball in that direction. Naturally, Inigo Martinez couldn't have nodded down and then the ball will fly up. But referees choose to do what they want sometimes.
Okay, talking about Manchester City, yes, they won 4 on the bounce. And Liverpool was the only team in between them winning, 6. In 7 seasons, they won 6 EPL, and that I think.
So he actually had the right to show
having this decline is actually a good one for him. He's not. This is not a league you're supposed to monopolize to that level.
Oh, but and they're still holding their own, you know.
Next season, they're still the favourites.
No, they're still holding their own. They're on 5th now, if I'm correct.
There's no way they're winning the league. They're not winning the league.
No, but they're holding their own.
Okay,
They're number 5. Yeah, they're still fighting for it.
And it's finished at the at the Etihad Stadium. It's Manchester City 2, Aston Villa 1 at the end of that game. Bernardo Silva with the first goal in the 7th minute. Marcus Rashford responded from the penalty spot in the 18th minute, and Nunes at the dead end of that encounter won it all for Manchester City. It's advantage Manchester City right now. 3 points in the bag for Pep Guardiola and his boys. And back to this game where Barcelona are still struggling to get the second goal. It's the 70th minute of that encounter. 20 more minutes to go in this one. I think at the end of the day, will you be okay with a 1-0 victory?
We'll be okay with anything that looks like 3 points if he ends 1-0 or 1.5 or 0.750. As long as the 3 points come to Barca, Barca will be fine, and I will be happy too, because what Barca needs now is to have won this game and then injury free at the end of the day, so we can prepare for what's coming. Champions League is coming, and so is the Copa final, which are very important, especially because of the opponents being faced. If it was a Bilbao, there might not have been any problem. But with Madrid, this is going to be a bragging right. It's not just the Copa, because Barca holds the highest number of Copa, 21, and Madrid is just on number 15 or so. Athletic Bilbao is even next, I think 17. Madrid is 14 or so.
So how you guys just monopolize that league? Barcelona, Atletico Bilbao, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. It's just the first.
There was a time Betis was doing well in the league. If you remember, there was a time a Nigerian player played for Betis, and that was Rashid Yakini.
And
yeah.
Also, I think this guy
he played for Betis, and they actually won the league. I think Finidi also went to Betis at the time, in the 90s. So Betis was doing well at some point in time. They also have histories. All these clubs, some of them have histories, and they could come back anytime.
Look at the number of titles, number of league between Real Madrid and Barcelona. It's outrageous.
Well, is it outrageous? Madrid, how many league matches? I think 17. Barcelona 16. If I'm correct. I think it's just one victory between them, and I think they're not on superb figures like that. I think it's either 16 or 17 or 21 or something. Not really fantastic figures.
Okay, Real Madrid has won the Spanish top division, that is the La Liga Championship, 36 times.
36 times.
That is really much.
Barca 30.
Okay, they've also won the Copa del Rey 20 times, and let's see how many Barcelona has won the La Liga.
That's a lot.
Okay, as I'm back in play in that encounter, it's still Barcelona has won it 27 times. So
you see, so it's Madrid that's been dominating.
27 and 36. And you can see the Copa del Rey, 31 to Barcelona, and I think 17, like I called out, to Real Madrid. It has really been these two sides.
But Bilbao is in between them,
dominating these competitions in the Spanish side.
No, but looking at Real Madrid and their weight, I think they were one of the clubs that developed first in Europe. They must have had some visionary.
15 UEFA Champions League. It's really.
They must have had some visionary leadership in the 50s. Because they bought Kubala. Kubala was not a Spanish. They bought him from, I think, Portugal or something. They bought players. From that time, they were buying players from. And they dominated Europe 55, 56, 57, 58, 59. 5 years in a row. So, and that kind of team will have been winning money, dominating and winning Champions League, will have been earning them money. So they will have been plowing the money into investing in players, investing in facilities, investing in structures. And I think that's what worked for them.
It still works for them. It still
works for them because if you keep winning and you keep getting the money, you can keep spending on yourself and keep improving.
Okay, there's another corner kick to Barcelona right there in the 74th minute of this game. We're getting into the twilight end of this encounter. Will Barcelona be doubling their lead, or will Real Mallorca be stubborn enough to just end this game at 1-0? We're straight into 74th minute. The corner kick from Barcelona in swinger into the box there. But that eluded the Barcelona player, was still advantage. Barcelona were in possession with a wasteful end to the ball straight into the hands of the goalkeeper Leo Roman for Real Mallorca. 1-0 Barcelona still lead in this encounter, and still looks like we're back to status quo.
Yeah, well, we're not back to status quo. We're leading. Barca is leading. Status quo will have been 0-0 or 1-1. Barca still has the advantage of a goal, and all they need to do is keep this goal or get more, and that's exactly where we want the team to be for Barca fans and the boardroom and the players, the dressing room, and all the socials as well. So it's going according to plan for Barca. It's just that they need to maintain this position. At least.
Let's see if they can maintain momentum for the next 15 minutes of this encounter, because we have barely 15 more minutes to play in this game. 75 minutes of football played already in this encounter between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. It's still 1-0 Barcelona leading this one. Here's another attacking poise from Barcelona there with this very second goal. Sends this into the box there. But I eluded the Barcelona player. Advantage on Barcelona, back in possession of this one, and sends it forward and looks to attack against Real Mallorca. And it's advantage then. 15 more minutes to go in this one. Barely 14 more minutes to play in regulation time right now. 1-0 Barcelona lead. Will there be a second goal for Barcelona? Looking at the bench and the possibility of another player joining the rank.
Yeah, there might be another player. Just 2 players have been substituted. There's still a space for 3 more players in regular or regulation time. There's a possibility that one of the defenders will be pulled off. Inigo Martinez may be given a break at some point in time, and Christensen might be given some game time, especially if Barca scores the second goal in good time. And let's also remember we still have Gerard Martins that needs also to be played. We have 1 or 2 other young people who are called up on the bench that could be brought in. But we don't need any of those main key players to come in at this point. I think it's just fine Barca wins, consolidates this goal, possibly make it 2-0 or 3-0, and let's all go home and prepare for the next match.
Prepare for the El Clasico. You know, we can't finish this program without talking about the El Clasico. Yeah. That is on the tongue, on the mouth of everybody around the world.
And it gives us sleepless nights, you know, as fans of Barca. And I'm sure if we are having sleepless nights, Madridians don't even go to bed because they've suffered recently, and they can see Barca still edging on and still strong. But you know how El Clasico can turn. It can always change form. The last match they played that ended 5-2, Kylian Mbappe scored first. And we were wondering if it's going to turn around. And then Barca started scoring 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there was a chance and a red card. And then they scored a free kick. And it was too late to recover. So that kind of game is a bit tricky. You can't really predict it. You can't. Of course, bookmakers are going to take Barca to win that match, but it is dangerous. But the match must be won. It's a one-leg match. It's a final. I'm going to give it to Barca, but it might be tougher than we expect. It's a final. It's not going to be like 5-0 or 5-1 or 5-2, but they're all going to come out and play.
Well, I really think it's going to be a tough one for Barcelona in that game because they'll be looking ahead and knowing that the UEFA Champions League also comes, Tuesday, Wednesday, and they have a date against Inter Milan. So going to that game against Real Madrid, which are you going to, which are you going to actually prioritize?
Now the priority is to win and win both. Now the challenge here, one of the major challenges here is that Lewandowski is out of that match, and it's a problem because Real Madrid they have the likes of Asensio, the young man Asensio, and the main man Rudiger will also be playing that match. Lewandowski actually puts them on their toes and keeps them busy. With the Ferran Torres in the 9 position, it gives them some room to support attack. And you know how Rudiger can be can be uncontainable if you give him a chance in your penalty area with area balls. He actually replaced Sergio Ramos beautifully well with that. So it's actually a challenge for Barca that Lewandowski will not be on the field, especially because of aerial duels. But Barca that I have known have actually played. They've actually played their game as a team, and a good number of times that Lewandowski didn't play, they won even with beautiful margins. They put the ball on the ground, and you'll be shocked how sneaky our young Ferran Torres can be, especially with Daniel Olmo behind him and Pedri creating the magic in the midfield. Pedri can take the midfield from them and dominate play totally. And Daniel Olmo can do what he does. You can't predict Daniel Olmo. He can shoot to score. He can dribble and he can create final balls. And Ferran Torres also has the runs. He creates he attacks the space a lot. And so it's going to be a tough match for Madrid as well. But the way I see it, whoever gets the upper hand, as always, may just be the person.
I'll go straight into the 81st minute, 9 more minutes to go in regulation time between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. And still Barcelona leading by a slim lead in this one. Long goal scored by Dani Olmo in the 46th minute of the second half. And that is the only goal scored by Barcelona. But looking at the number of chances created by Barcelona in this encounter, it's really hard to believe that, yes, at the end of the day, it's only one goal that differentiates these two sides in this encounter. Really disappointing game from Real Mallorca. We would have expected from Real Mallorca to come all out against Barcelona and give us a party in this encounter, but they chose to defend for the better part of this encounter. 81 minutes gone in this encounter. Barcelona looking for the second goal, and as it stands right now, with barely 10 moments to go, the dog, I think just might be end of this game, with a lucky goal scored by Dani Olmo.
Oh no! Why would you say lucky goal? That was a well worked out goal. There's nothing lucky about it. There were defenders in front of that ball. The goalkeeper didn't give the goal. Defenders didn't give the goal. It was a string of 6-7 passes that generated the goal. And so that can be termed lucky. That was a very brilliant goal by Barca. And as it is, Barca is going to continue to attack and try to get more goals. And we're hoping to get 1 or 2 more goals for Barca before the whistle blows. But even as that, as it is, Mallorca actually came out more in the second half, especially since the goal. You can see them passing the ball in the midfield and trying to get into the 18 together, not as long balls of counter attacks. They've actually been coming out to try and get a draw or something. What else is there to lose? They are already losing, so they need to come out and try and get a draw, salvage something.
All right, we've seen more substitution from Barcelona. Gerard Martin came in for Hector Fort and Paul Victor coming in for Ferran Torres in this encounter. We also saw Real Mallorca also make substitutions of their own. But the talking point of this game is the total number of shots for Barcelona in this game. 31 total shots and just 1 goal to show off for in this encounter. They need to be careful for the last 7 minutes to go in this game. If they're not careful against the run of play, Mallorca might equalize.
Well, so Barca can also score more. Come on. Against the run of play, Barca may equalize, but so also can Barca score more goals. Barca scoring more goals, the chances of Barca scoring is higher than Mallorca equalizing. So I'm going to take my chance and agree that Barca will be scoring more goals than for Mallorca to equalize.
Okay, we're going straight into the 83rd minute of that encounter. 7 more minutes to go in regulation time. It's still Barcelona 1, Real Mallorca 0. And as it stands right now, Barcelona will be going 7 points at the summit of the table with Real Madrid having a game to play. I think, yes, Real Madrid, it might still come back to get a victory in their next game. They were really, I think they were lucky in their last game out in the La Liga. But to me, I think Barcelona wins this La Liga easily.
Easily.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they're going to win this La Liga.
But it's not easy. If you have to keep winning to win, then it's not easy. Winning easily means that you're losing and you're still winning because your opponents are not winning. Madrid has been winning. Atletico has been winning. So if Barca has to win this league, they have to keep winning. That's not easy. You saw the game against Celta Vigo. Celta Vigo was ahead by 3-1. And up to the 60th minute, Barca was still looking for equalizer until 62nd minute when Barca scored the second goal, making 3-2, and then had to wait until 68 minutes to score the second goal, the third goal, making it 3-3. And you had to wait until 90-something minutes to get that penalty to score the winning goal. That was not easy in my own position. That was a hard-fought victory, and that's what Barca has been doing to remain in that summit position. And they will have to keep doing that if they want to lift the trophy, because Real Madrid does not want to take their hands off that trophy, that silverware, at any cost, because they're looking at it like that might be the only thing they'll get this season. But even that they're not getting, because Barca will get the trophy, the La Liga, and Barca will get the cup.
All right, looking at Real Madrid's next game is away against Getafe, another stubborn side in the La Liga. Let's see how, yes, I was talking about Real Madrid against Atletico Bilbao. A late goal from Valverde was all Madrid needed to get a 1-0.
And Atletico Bilbao didn't play their full squad.
Yeah, they were also cautious of it. They know that they have the Europa League to come against them.
They reserved their best legs for Europa, and they played a good number of players. But it was still there, and they were able to hold Madrid till 93 minutes or so. And in fact, that goal was a disappointment to me, because I was just praying that they'll blow the whistle before that goal came on or something. Those guys were so porous, because we'll have given Barca an edge. We won't be so jittery in this match, but we are jittery now. Barca fans are jittery all over the world, because Barca needs to lengthen that gap, and Madrid needs to lose. They're going to play Getafe, and we know Getafe is just another Madrid team. They know them so well. Madrid has always defeated them home and away. I don't think they've got the better of Madrid in the last 3 or 4 seasons. The best Getafe may get with Real Madrid is a draw, and we never can tell. They may also have a bonanza like they did for Valencia, number 15 on the log, because Getafe is actually doing well on the log.
So it might be advantage of Barcelona in that game between Getafe and Real Madrid coming up tomorrow in the Spanish La Liga. We're straight into the 86th minute of this encounter, barely seconds away from the 87th minute of that game between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. It's still 1-0. Barcelona leading in this one. Slim lead for Barcelona in this one. I'm very sure the doc will be saying, glory be to God that Dani Olmo actually took that chance.
Oh yes, we're all thankful. Barca fans are thankful. We won the lead. We won the win. It is so important that Barca gets this bragging right and gets the trophy. The money is needed, because the winner of La Liga gets some good chunk of money, and the recognition also. Barca needs to get back to their one FIFA 1-1 rule. They've been lacking in finance. They have had to lease a lot of stuff in order to balance that since Laporta came on. And winning trophies now will give Barca some good fund to run things. And remember, Camp Nou is just being reconstructed, and as the Camp Nou is right now, it will be nice for Barca to return to Camp Nou as champions of La Liga, and that will be additional accolade for Barca. So for me, Barca should win at all costs.
Okay, as it's left to say, it's a 7-minute gun in that game between Barcelona and Real Mallorca. It's still 1-0. Barcelona leading in this one. And we'll have to angle for the rest of this encounter. We have Frankie de Jong, who has come in to replace the young Lamine Yamal in this encounter. And we have a Frankie de Jong will be playing the next 3 minutes of regulation time for Barcelona in this one. We grab Mallorca against the odd come back in this one in the 9 members of the second quarter. Very sure that is going to send the shock waves into the heart of the duck. Should Real Mallorca get an equalizer in this one?
Well, I'm not moved at all. My heart is fixed. We're winning this match. Barca is winning this match, and the boys are playing in that direction. They are holding the ball. They are possessing the ball. If your opponents don't have the ball, they may not score you. So that's Guardiola's tactics, and that's Johan Cruyff's tactics. Keep the ball and make your opponents suffer. And that's what Barca is doing right now. So
straight into the 89th minute of that game. 1 more minute to go in regulation time. It's still Barcelona 1, Real Mallorca 0 in this match day 33 of the Spanish La Liga. Barcelona are currently just taking it 1 game at a time to the end of the season's La Liga. What a way for them to reclaim the La Liga title should they end up winning it. Xavi was the last one who won it for Barcelona. They lost it last season to Real Madrid, and they are on course to win it this season. Only if they don't bottle it come end of the season. Well, you can give it to you have to give it to this young Barcelona squad. Looking at the young players, in the starting level for Barcelona. But the experience at every department is where I think is what I think really works for this Barcelona side.
Yeah, the experience. You can see the way the Barca team is structured. You have an experienced holding midfielder in Frankie de Jong, who is controlling that side. You have an experienced strike force led by Lewandowski, and then you have the defense. Inigo Martinez is an experienced player. Araujo is an experienced defender, and funny enough, Pau Kubasi is amazing with his level of maturity in the defense. He barely commits fouls in the 18, and he barely misses his slide tackles. It's wonderful, wonderful thing they're doing there. And we have the goalkeeper also, Washington Szczesnik, who is also doing so well in that position with a lot of experience, decades of experience behind him, from Arsenal to Juve to the rest of Europe. He has played in like 5 major clubs, and he has proven himself so well. And right now he's doing it for Barca. It may just be his retirement bonus for Barca right now.
Okay, yes, we'll go straight into the 90th minute of this account already. And it's still Barcelona 1, Real Mallorca 0.